turn the microphone on. It's not that I really need it in here. Anyway, good evening everyone. My name's Alison Poltock and I'm the Festival Director. And it's an utter pleasure to be here to be presenting Howard Marks' The Lance of Destiny by Cal Bonner. Where is Cal? I saw her there earlier. Hi, Cal. Indeed, round of applause, please. And I believe this is the European premiere. So it's a real honour for us to be presenting it. And afterwards we'll be having a Q&A with yourself, Tim Bonner, and Howard Marks, who, as you will see, is the star of the film. So please enjoy yourself. Thank you.
And holy relics, in particular concentrating on the Holy Grail, the Lance of Destiny, and Christ's foreskin. No, there are 12 churches that claim to have Christ's foreskin in them, for example. And of course, the Holy Grail has been, suggested to have been all sorts of places, from Tibet to South Wales and Glastonbury and places like that. So I had an interest in that, and I also had an interest in where the Battle of Camlan actually took place, because there's strong reason to believe that it took place very near where I was born. A place called Aberbaiden. So I was researching those things, and I got to know Tim and Carl as a result of getting blind pissed in Groucho's over and over again, and told them I was coming over to Jersey to do a spear is sometimes thrown.
Ah, okay. And Tim, can I move on to you?
Yeah.
So was it discovered in a portaloo in Trinity?
I did search for many hours and no, I couldn't find it.
Well, the girls seem to think it was in the dance tent. Did you check the dance tent?
That was my second choice.
Can you tell me, please, how you and Cal came up with making this film?
Howard basically called me and said, I'm coming to Jersey, do you fancy coming along to the show? So we said, yeah, great, and the conversation just continued. It went along the lines of, what's Cal doing? We should do something. So I handed the phone over to Cal and said, Howard wants to have a chat with you about doing something when he's over at the weekends. Now, bearing in mind, this is like a Monday. So Cal got off the phone and she said, right, I need to write a story and give it to Howard, because I don't think we're going to have time to get a script together. So I think it was about 4 hours later, Howard received the email with a story about the Lance of Destiny and how it resided in Jersey, and that's pretty much how it was. We had no crew, we had no funding, and we didn't even have permission to film at Jersey Live until 6 o'clock on a Friday evening.
Wow.
So
how long did the whole filming take?
Well, we shot it in between Howard's shows, and pretty much, just went along with what he was doing. Going for his early morning stroll along the Esplanade, and you thought, right, well, that'd be a good shot. So we'll get some of that in as well. But we only had one take of everything because of Howard's commitment, so it was a bit tight.
And how did you come up with all this? Are we now all secret members of the Brotherhood of the Snake?
I'll hand over to Howard because
Howard,
he knows a little bit more about the
us.
Brotherhood of the Snake.
Yeah, the Brotherhood of the Snake was, I don't want to get into conspiracy theories or anything like that now, I really don't. But there were secret societies, there were secret religious societies, and the Brotherhood of the Snake was the first of those.
Was it really?
Yes, no, absolutely,
it really
yeah.
was, right.
No, it was found on something called the Barton Cylinder. There's a guy called Barton who was a Middle East explorer who discovered a cylinder with lots of weird writing on it, and translated it somehow or other. And I think it's the first Sumerian scripture. It's the first of the Sumerian scriptures, over 6,000 years old, where it states that aliens, and just if you could check, in particular an alien called Ea, came to Earth and started plundering the land for gold and other minerals, but mainly gold. And it was found necessary to create a sort of slave race mixed up of aliens and humans to do all the digging for gold. And then Ea began to feel sorry for all these poor slaves and said, look, you really are, more than just a slave, and taught them the way to enlightenment. And you can trace from the Brotherhood of the Snake into sort of Freemasonry, into the Knights Templar, into the Knights of Malta, and all the way to the Illuminati, you know, sort of like that. And
Well, I find that really interesting. The East End Film Festival have got a little bit of a history with secret societies.
well, there's a temple.
There is, indeed. We use a secret Masonic temple that actually is attached to our partner hotel, Landau's Hotel, that was part of Liverpool Street Station. And when the hotel was taken over to do it up, they basically went into a room that looked very plain, four-walled room, and went to do up the wallpaper and discovered that it was a fake wall, and behind it they found a completely preserved Masonic temple that's got 9 different types of marble in it. It's absolutely immaculate and had literally just been walled up and just left there for, you know, however many decades. And we do a series of screenings on secret societies there, so I do find that thing very interesting. So tell me a little bit more, Tim, about what the plans are with this film, and, you know, as word spreading about the Lance of Destiny.
Yeah, the film was actually premiered in Chicago last month, in April, and we haven't really sort of like pushed it out there. So we're just sort of like trying to gauge what the interest really is before we start pushing it out. Obviously, if we had a bit more, you know, of a budget and a bit more time.
Because it could be something, because you tied it completely to Jersey. The Nazis went there, I believe, in search of it.
Yeah, that's right. It's fact and fiction.
You could, well,
yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
quite a lot of fiction in there, but I think it could become quite a kind of mythological story attached to Jersey, couldn't it? I mean, that would be quite exciting.
We actually had the editor who was piecing the film together was absolutely convinced it was true, and he'd lived in Jersey all his life. He was 30 odd years old, and when Cal actually said to him, well, it's not actually true, he could not believe it.
Oh no!
And he actually went.
You cruel woman, Cal.
That evening, he actually went home and spoke to his grandfather, and his grandfather confirmed that it wasn't actually true.
Are there any questions from the audience? Do we have any questions?
We're about to say because it's not true.
Yeah, you see, we're just going around upsetting people now. I think we should just, because it's just at the end you get the disclaimer. Up until there, I was with you all the way.
Right there at the end, just trying to find it, but it wasn't there.
So shall we start it then?
Yeah.
Well, I think if people want to leave here tonight, and you know, with that, you know, that it is true, then fine, that's great. Spread the word.
Okay.
And it is true.
Exactly.
It's true.
Thank you, Howard. Big round of applause, please, for Howard Mark, Tim Bonner, and of course, director Cal Bonner. Thank you very much. And next, if you want to stay, you get to watch it again if you wanted to stay for the 8 o'clock show. Thank you very much.